are on our radar, Intrasoft Technologies and Archies. Now these companies are in the similar greeting card and e-commerce business. While Intrasoft has surged more than 500% in 2015, the other Archies Limited has corrected more than 16 odd percent. So to give us a complete lowdown on these two companies, we have Varinder Bansal. He gets us the details. Varinder.
Well, I call this the classic mismatch in the same industry, and the way Intrasoft has been running, and Archies absolutely has been doing nothing in the last 1 or 2 years. Just look at the graphics, I think, which will come on your screen. The market cap of Intrasoft, which is 123greetings.com, is nearly 750 crores, whereas Archies is nearly 90 crores. The current market price is around 500 rupees for Intrasoft and nearly 25 rupees for Archies. But if you look at the financials of the company, which is more interesting, you will see Intrasoft has been doing exceptionally well in terms of the e-commerce business, and especially the 123stores.com, which is the USA website. The numbers which come on the screen tells you that Intrasoft did total income of nearly 350 crores, but Archies was nearly stable at around 200 crores. But the more important thing is that look at this, at the last page, the EBITDA is important. For Intrasoft, even at those total income of nearly 350 crores, the EBITDA reported by Intrasoft was only 5 crores, whereas Archies on a lesser base of the last plate, please, of nearly 200 crores, the EBITDA was nearly 14 crores, which means that Archies has been doing exceptionally well in terms of the EBITDA margin. The EBITDA margin for Archies is nearly 5 times compared to Intrasoft, but still you are not seeing any movement in terms of Archies stock, whereas Intrasoft, as you rightly said, has been just moving higher. Look at the PAT. Again, on a base of 350 crores, the PAT reported by Intrasoft was nearly 6 crores, but on Archies was nearly 4 crores. So which means that EPS of nearly 3.5 rupees for Intrasoft, nearly 1.2 for Archies. Intrasoft, of course, has been trading at an exceptional valuation of about 140, 150 times. The reason, of course, is that 123stores.com, which has been doing exceptionally well, but Archies is around the 21 marker. The big question which comes to anyone's mind is that what is Intrasoft doing good, which is leading the stock moving, higher to those levels, and what is that thing what Archies is not doing, which means that the stock is trading around those levels of 80 or something. Just look at the comparison of both the stocks, the way the stocks are moving. In the last 1 year, Archies is only up 2%, but Intrasoft is up nearly 815%, and that too I say, the EBITDA margins of Archies is nearly 4-5 times of Intrasoft, and importantly, both the companies have no debt. They're not carrying any debt. So if you even look at the other, what are the positive triggers for Intrasoft? As I said, the e-commerce is picking hugely for Intrasoft as a company. If you just see the e-commerce business, in FY15 they reported sales of nearly 320 crores compared to the sales of only 129 crores, 150% jump in terms of e-commerce business. Of course, they have two websites, which is 123greeting.com and 123stores.com. The bigger business for Intrasoft comes from 123stores.com. But look at Archies, as I said, Archies is having better margins, a PAT which is almost same on a lesser sale base compared to Intrasoft, but still, it is one of the oldest brand Archies. We all know around 230 exclusive outlets, 15 states, 66 cities, 30 million people who are visiting Archies, but still Archies is not getting any kind of valuation. So is Intrasoft highly priced, or is Archies undervalued at this point of time? It's a classic mismatch, in this space clearly.
Just one point to add about Archies. While I take your point that the profitability is significantly higher than its peers, the problem is its revenues are not growing. Clearly. This year, its revenues were at 195 crore in FY15. In FY14, its revenues were 196 crore. FY13 at 201 crore, which means we've seen a degrowth. At FY12 was also 201 crore. And 10 was, I think, 188 crores. For the last 4 or 5 years, there has been absolutely no growth in the top line, which perhaps is the reason why.
I totally agree with you, Rima, on this. But even if we compare on 200 crores sales and margin of 7%, the valuation what Archies is getting is only 20 times compared to what around 1500 times or whatever what Intrasoft is getting. I had a word with many people on the street, and the bigger problem actually is the management of Archies. The way they have been doing actually nothing, in terms of rebuilding the brand or refocusing on the e-commerce, what other places like Intrasoft are probably doing better than Archies. So there is a big problem which the management has not been able to capture the growth which has come in the e-commerce side, and that remains the focus area for most of the investors. Can the management of Archies rebuild the brand or not? That remains the question mark.
All right, Varinder, can the